The Honorable Koske is in the house? The Honorable Koske? The Honorable Koske, you have the mic. Proceed. Order, members. Order, members. Order. Oh, the Honorable Sankok. The Honorable Sankok. The Honorable Leader of Majority. The Honorable Sankok. There is the Honorable Koske behind you who needs to speak. The Honorable Koske, proceed. There is? Is a stranger in the house? The Honorable Millie, are you on a point of order? Prosecuted.
That you are saying is Honorable Kosgei. It's actually not Honorable Kosgei.
Who is he?
I don't know. It's a stranger in the house. Look at his head. Chair, this is a stranger in the house. This is not Honorable Kosgei.
No, the Honorable Millie, that is the Honorable Koske. I know him. Proceed, the Honorable Koske. The member for Chepalungu, proceed. Proceed, the Honorable member for Chepalungu. Proceed, the Honorable member for Chepalungu. Let us make progress, members. And before the Honorable member for Chepalungu makes his point, this issue about whether there is on the matter that has passed, it is neither for the chairperson to like it or not, but it is for the members to vote one way or another. And you know what to do if you are not happy with it. So the Honorable member for Chepalungu, proceed.
To change whenever, wherever. I know I look handsome, that's why you have to mention that way. But age is a limit on my side and your side. Anyway, Honorable Speaker, my amendment was on clause 15, where it talks of the bill proposes to repeal section 20 of the Act to remove the voluntary contribution provision, since contributions towards the fund shall be mandatory. So I thought of the youth in this country who are experiencing much higher unemployment rates than the rest of Kenyans.
Honorable Koske, before you do that, just move. Move your proposed amendment. Yes. Yeah, move it.
Okay. As per the order paper, I want to move amendment, which I want to I want to drop it. And the reason is because the figure that we wanted to bring down from 500 to 300 will be done by the regulator. And that will help many Kenyans who are jobless. And Honorable Speaker, that point is meant to help the many Kenyans who are not in the formal sector. And by
the Honorable Koske, let us just move together.
Yes.
Have I heard you saying that you wish to drop your amendment?
I wish to drop so that it will be covered under the regulator.
Very well. That is enough.
Thank you.
That is enough.
Asla.
I now put the question that clause 15, as amended, be part of the bill. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 16.
I propose the question that clause 16 be part of the bill. The Honorable Milemba, you have something on this?
Honorable Chair, I beg to drop it.
Very well. I now put the question that clause 16 be part of the bill. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Will as members of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 17.
I propose the question that clause 17 be part of the bill. The Honorable Gladys Wanga, you had proposed to delete this one and substitute with a new one. Proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 17 be amended as per my amendments on the order paper. What I'm introducing here of the physical document, it's 1128. Honorable Chair, the biggest challenge that the NHIF has faced is fraud. People here at NHIF colluding with healthcare service providers or hospitals and making fake claims. So, Honorable Chair, the idea here is to introduce a centralized healthcare management system such that if I am treated at a hospital in Homa Bay and I biometrically am, seen, then immediately my record will be reflected in the centralized healthcare management system. That way, I cannot sit under a tree at the end of the month as a hospital manager and fill in forms.
The Honorable, I'll give to the Honorable Bowen. Just hold on.
Thank you, Honorable Chair, Honorable Speaker. I want to support the amendment. And Mr. Speaker, if this part is implemented, especially putting an integrated system at NHIM and the central system, which is linked to every other health facility in the country, Mr. Speaker, we are going to do away with the fraud, which is massive, and the big losses in NHIM. I want to support that proposal.
Chair, this amendment I support it fully. I want to support it fully because, Mrs. Chairman, I realize that when NHIF decided, this MP for what? He likes distracting people. Fortunately, you are not the one making that decision. But anyway, let me just put my thoughts to this, that before NHIF introduced the fingerprinting, do they call it fingerprinting?
Biometric.
Biometrics. I'm told the fund was really struggling. But in the last 4 months, the fund has been making surpluses. That just demonstrates to you that without controls, we have been losing a lot of money. NHIF has been losing a lot of money to fraudsters. And so if we can centralize the system and and computerize it, the better. I think this is a well thought out amendment I support.
The Honorable Kones Cherono, member for Bomet East. The Honorable Kones Cherono, member for Bomet East. She's not in the House.
So, sorry.
No, it is not. It's not you, my friend. She had pressed. The Honorable Pukose. Then we can proceed.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, I want to support the amendment by Honorable Wanga, who is the incoming governor for Homa Bay. It's a very good amendment, Honorable Speaker, considering that for a long time, NHIF has actually experienced a lot of frauds. You remember sometimes where people even establish non-existent hospitals.
Aye. Will as members of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. The Honorable Ishungwe.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move. This is mine, not Duale's. Your Honorable Chair, I am standing on my own behalf and on behalf of Duale, and we have amendments on that clause, but I'll begin with mine. Clause number 17, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Chair, and I beg to move that Clause 17 be amended as proposed on the order paper. Honorable Speaker, besides the small ordering of deleting the words prescribe and appearing and substitute with just the word prescribe, the second bit is on Part C, the fund's applicable limits with respect to each benefit. The amendment, Honorable Chair, already exists in the bill and has just been slightly amended for clarity. And I think it's good because you do know many of us, many Kenyans have both private insurance cover and have NHIF that is now coming as a universal cover for everybody. And it's important that where you exhaust, it be clear that when you exhaust, say for dialysis, for instance, Honorable Chair, and you Kenyans will bear me witness, only this week we have seen those people who are getting treatment for dialysis expressing their concerns because of the challenges that NHF has had in covering the benefit for dialysis. If your insurance covers, say, 10,000 shillings and you exhaust and you need dialysis of about 50,000 shillings, then the fund, if NHF can cover for you another additional 30,000 shillings, you will be able to benefit from that additional benefit from NHIF. Thank you, Chair.
I propose the question that Clause 17 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Member for Kikuyu. Is it?
It is unanimous.
Very well. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause. The Honorable Chris Wamalwa, you have something to say. Proceed. Proceed.
He was typing.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, as I rise to support, and it's true because the two will be able to complement each other. But there is a concern, Mr. Speaker. You know, when it comes to matters of dialysis, Mr. Speaker, the cost has been extremely high. It's required that in future, Mr. Speaker, because when you look at some of those inputs in the dialysis, you find that some have been subjected to taxation. So at a later stage, I think the consumables under dialysis, we must go further and be able to exempt, and I'm happy Honorable Wanga is here, the Chair of Finance, and this has been a concern of many patients, because why do we exempt other issues? But when it comes to consumables under dialysis, they are subjected to issues of taxation. Otherwise, I support, but we should do further amendments now, maybe in the finance bill, so that those dialysis consumables should be tax exempt. I thank you.
The question.
Honorable members, I just want to give this direction that if this particular amendment is carried, then the one that is proposed by the Honorable Duale will fall.
Yes.
So I now put the question that Clause 17 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Member for Kikuyu. Will as many of that opinion say aye?
Aye.
Will as many of our current opinion say nay? The ayes have it. We now go to the global question and put the question that Clause 17, as amended, be part of the bill. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Will as many of our current opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 18.
I propose the question. I propose the question that Clause 17 be part 18. I propose the question that Clause 18 be part of the bill. There is a proposed amendment by the Honorable Ishungwa.
Yes, Honorable Speaker, and I beg to move that Clause 18 be amended as has been put on the order paper, which is just inserting the words upon request after the words the board shall. Honorable Speaker, the amendment is just to create clarity again that the fund shall cover outstanding bills. Sorry.
Member for Kikuyu. I put the question that Clause 18 be amended as proposed by the member for Kikuyu. Will as members of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as members of a contrary opinion say nay? Ayes have it. I And now put the global question that clause 18, as amended, be part of the bill. Will as members of that opinion say aye? Will as members of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 19.
I propose the question that clause 19 be part of the bill. There's no amendment to this. I therefore now put the question that clause 19 be part of the bill. Will as members of that opinion say aye? Will as members of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 20.
I propose the question that clause 20 be part of the bill. Yeah, there are several amendments to this. We'll start with the one by the leader of minority.
In favor of the chairs. I don't know whether you covered all. I think.
Very well.
I think, do you have C?
20 is me.
C and D.
A, B.
Do you have declared hospital health care provider?
I can move mine and then O.
You move yours, and if there is
Anything you need to add.
Very well. That is well. So he cedes.
Thank you, Chair. I beg to move that clause 20 of the bill be amended. In A, in paragraph A, by deleting the word 10 and substituting therefore the word 1. And in paragraph B, by deleting the word 10 and substituting therefore the word 1, the amendment seeks to reduce the penalty for the offenses of making false statements or impersonation to 1 million shillings so as to ensure that there is a difference in the penalty prescribed for individuals and for health facilities. Initially, the individuals and health facilities.
The first one obviously falls because once the one by Sabina Chege has been carried by the House, then mine definitely falls. But C, Chair, if you, I propose that the bill be amended by, as in the order paper, C1 by deleting the words any declared hospital and substituting therefore the words a healthcare provider. And this is because, Mr. Chairman, the term that is used in the bill is healthcare provider. So to be consistent with what is used in the bill, we need to use the word healthcare provider as opposed to declared hospital.
I therefore propose the question that clause 20 be further amended as proposed by the leader of minority. I put the question then that clause 20 be further amended as proposed by the leader of minority.
Yeah, we are doing subsections.
Yes. So, the Honorable Millie Odhiambo, I've heard you.
Okay, so you want me to...
Yeah, just take care of your business on this clause so that we deal with it.
Chair, I'll drop my Roman 1A, that is C, Roman 1A. I'll drop that, but move the D.
The D.
Which is to deleting the word at least 3 newspapers with national circulation in the proposed new subsection 5 and substituting therefore the words at least 2 newspapers of national circulation and at the official website of the fund. Mr. Chairman, the amendment is necessary to require wide publication of the information on who the NHIF engages as healthcare providers so that the public can be aware of where to seek healthcare services. The website, Mr. Chairman, is just to recognize that now we have really gone digital and many Kenyans get information more through the website as opposed even to newspapers. And so that is what I'm intending to achieve with this amendment. Thank you.
I propose the question that clause 20 be further amended as proposed by the leader of minority. I put the question that clause 20 be further amended as proposed by the leader of minority. Will as members of that opinion say aye? Will as members of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the global question that clause 20 as amended be part of the bill. Will as members of that opinion say aye? Will as members of a contrary opinion say nay? ayes have it.
Clause 21.
I propose the question that clause 21 be part of the bill. Chairperson? Chair. There are two amendments to this. We'll start with the one for the chair.
Thank you, Chair. I beg to move that clause 21 of the bill be amended by inserting the following new paragraph immediately after paragraph A. That is AA by deleting the word minister, appearing in the opening sentence and substituting it to cabinet secretary, and B in paragraph B by deleting the word under this act. The amendment is necessary to retain the...
The ayes have it. Now, we will move to the one. Yes, the one by the Honorable Kiari, member for. Leader of minority, just hold on. You also have something on this, but let us deal with the one by the Honorable Kiari, then we shall come back to you. Proceed, Honorable Kiari.
Hello? Yes, so that I can go on record, I do appreciate that I'm now quite audible. Chair, I am moving to amend clause 21 so that clause 21 of the bill will be amended by inserting the following new paragraph immediately after paragraph B, so that BA becomes by inserting the following new paragraph immediately after paragraph A, that the amount and rates of contributions payable by contributors into the fund. Chair, we have to acknowledge the regulation-making power of this board when it comes to rates and contribution, and this is also in line with how it is provided for in Section 26. And in Section 26 is actually provided for with specificity. So, Chair, I think if I move this and we as a House agree to this, then we shall be fully recognizing the regulation-making power of the board and leave it to the board to make these regulations on rates and contributions.
This one will the one by the leader of minority will have been carried along. The Honorable Chair, you have something to say to this? Honorable members, I now then put the question. Yeah, I think it's proper that the Honorable Leader of Minority says something to this.
Actually, it's the same amendment. And I think this is to make it very clear on the regulatory powers of NHIF on contributions and the rates of contributions into the fund, that it is a work that is going to be done by the board. If you look at Section 26 on the responsibility and powers of the board, it's not so clear. So we are just providing specificity as to who determines the contribution and the rates of how much should be contributed into the fund. So I support, and so mine would fall. I wonder why he came ahead of me anyway.
No, I had not seen, I didn't see you as, you would have, of course, taken priority, but now that we are speaking the same language, there's no harm to it. But the proper procedure would have been that you would have had the priority. I therefore now put the question, honorable members, that clause 21 be amended as proposed by the honorable member for Dagoretti South, the honorable Kiari. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many of a current opinion say nay? The ayes have it. The honorable members, the effect is that the proposed amendment by the leader of minority and the one by the Honorable Dawood are carried along with the one for the member for Dagoretti South. Yes. I now put the global question that clause 21, as amended, be part of the bill. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as have a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 22.
I propose the question that clause 22 be part of the bill. The Honorable Ishungwe.
Thank you, Honorable Chair, and I beg to move that clause 22 be amended as provided for in the bill. Okay, Chair, I think we are tired now. As provided for E4, where we are saying that a health provider whose empanelment has been revoked under this section may apply to the board for the review of revocation of the first instance, and if dissatisfied by the decision of the board upon review, appeal to the High Court against the revocation. Again, Honorable Speaker, just as wording on the order paper says, it's listed to join the panel of service care providers, and a few, and not all staff within NHIF, a few unscrupulous staff will revoke a hospital's empanelment and without a review mechanism at the board, and only having recourse maybe in court, they use that to extort money from service providers. And therefore, we're just creating a mechanism where within the board, people can review, people can seek redress within the board. If you're not satisfied by the board decision, then you can move to the High Court for a review of that revocation. And I beg to move and ask that you may put the question now.
I propose the question that clause 22 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Member for Kikuyu. Honorable members, there are two proposed amendments to this, two other amendments proposed by the Honorable Kiarie and the Honorable Duale. And they are similar. So if this one is carried, then those will have been carried along with it. I therefore now put the question that clause 22 be
Chair, I propose that clause 23 of the bill be amended by deleting the paragraph C and inserting the following new paragraph. C in subsection 3 by deleting the word 10,000 shillings and substituting therefore with the words 1 million shillings or to imprisonment for a term not exceeding 24 months or to both appearing in closing statement. This amendment seeks to correct a grammatical error caused by the amendment as contained in the bill. I move.
I propose the question that clause 23 be amended as proposed by the chair. I now put the question that clause 23 be amended as proposed by the chair. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the global question that clause 23 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 24.
I propose the question that clause 24 be part of the bill. The Honorable Kimani. Proceed. The Honorable Chair, you understand that if the one by the Honorable Kimani if the one by the Honorable Kimani passes, then the one by the chair will fall. The Honorable Ishungwa, proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. And I beg to move that clause 24 be amended as provided for on the order paper. Honorable Speaker, part of the amendment, Honorable Speaker, is to have the NHIF board invest any surplus funds that they may have, Honorable Speaker, in government securities as may be approved by the National Treasury. This, Honorable Chair, you know, is standard procedure or is a standard provision in most state corporations acts, and is also quite critical, especially for a fund like NHIF, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Chair, that is coming in as a some sort of social security or social insurance fund to protect Kenyans on healthcare matters. And where they have surplus funds, Honorable Chair, you remember this fund previously has lost money that was invested in Eurobank. Was it called Eurobank? Together with NSSF. Honorable Chair, it is necessary that whenever they have surplus funds, they are not left to invest in Ponzi schemes and merry-go-rounds, but to invest such monies in treasury bills and government securities that will also help the government in bringing down the cost of borrowing in the country. Honorable Speaker, the other amendment is to remove provisions that the board shall use surplus funds in procuring medical equipment for healthcare providers and advance money to the same. Honorable Speaker, you know the bill had provided that, and as we indicated, there are those of us during second reading who had expressed reservation, but we also agreed, Honorable Chair, that they can advance money to public sector health providers, or even allow healthcare providers that are empaneled by the board to procure for equipment that will help the fund also to manage. Yeah. No, I'm just explaining what we had agreed in the second reading. 3, Honorable Chair, the amendment is also important to restrict the use of surplus funds to be used, as I was saying, only in public healthcare providers in underserved, or my health committee having engaged with the NHIF. They will give you the case example of MTRH, where people maybe from Kapenguria, the larger North Rift, even all the way from Turkana, are now able to access CT scan services at MTRH. And previously, they would have to move maybe to Nairobi and Nakuru and other areas. And it makes healthcare provision for the fund and save money for the fund, Honorable Chair. Further, the amendments, Chair, are also necessary in order to ensure that the board is not the one that is directly procuring, so that we avoid the situation where we were in with MES, or the mess that was in the MES scandal, Honorable Speaker. So that, or even the mess, and I say this, Honorable Chair, having served as the Vice Chair of the Public Investments Committee, NHIF invested in land in Karen to build a referral hospital. Government or NHIF, the fund paid out close to 5 billion shillings, and they still have claims to consultants to develop the hospital. So today, you have spent billions paying consultants. There is no hospital, and in fact, even the land that they were paying consultants for is in itself controversial. The fund today cannot tell you that they truly own that land. Therefore, we want to avoid such situations, even in procurement of healthcare equipment, that you ensure that any medical equipment that you are procuring, Honorable Chair, it is not the fund that is going out to procure. Allow the hospitals that need a CT scan or a dialysis machine in those underserved areas to procure, and they advance money by the fund, which of course is not free money. It is an advance that you will be able to recover from your claims.
You have made your point.
Thank you, Chair.
I now propose the question that clause 24 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Ishungwa. I see interest from the Honorable Nyeka.
Chair, the first bit is actually agreeable to me, that we actually, they invest as indicated. The second bit of actually providing or buying equipment, it did not come clear to me that this, that has to go. Okay, if that is deleted, then that's fine. Yeah. Is it?
I now put the question that clause 24 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Ishungwa. Will the Honorable Chair? Yes, we had indicated that if this passes, then your proposals would fall. So I now put the global question that clause 24, as amended, be part of the bill. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Will as many of that contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clauses 25, 26, and 27.
I propose the question that clauses 25, 26, and 27 be part of the bill. I now put the question that clauses 25, 26, and 27 be part of the bill. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Will as many of that contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 28.
I propose the question that clause 28 be part of the bill. Chairperson?
Chair, I propose that the bill be amended by deleting clause 28 and inserting the following new clause. The second schedule to the Principal Act is amended, A, in paragraph 2, by deleting the word minister and substituting it with cabinet secretary, and also part 2, the same. B, in paragraph 3, by deleting the word 9 appearing in paragraph 4 and substituting therefore with the word 5. This amendment seeks to ensure that the quorum for a meeting of the board shall be 5 members, since the board shall be composed of 9 members. The amendment also seeks to ensure that use of term cabinet secretary as provided in the Constitution. I move.
I propose the question that clause 28 be amended as proposed by the chair. I now put the question that clause 28 be amended as proposed by the chair. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Will as many of that contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the global question. Oh, there is another one by Kimani Ichung'wah. The Honorable Kimani Ichung'wah? 28, clause 28.
28.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 28 be amended as provided for in the order paper. And this is on the second schedule to the Principal Act, be amended by deleting paragraph 2 and substituting thereof with the write-up as it appears on the order paper, Honorable Speaker. And basically, Honorable Chair, is just to create some clarity on the grounds upon which offices of the members of the board can become vacant. And these amendments also ensure that vacation from office is also on justifiable grounds. They also ensure that there is no deadlock in decision-making by ensuring that the quorum. The other Honorable Chair is also necessary to remove archaic words which only apply to societies and not a board, such as honorary treasurer, which we are removing. The amendments also have removed reference to the common seal, as this should be contained in the main act and has hence been moved into the substance of the bill, as contained now in clause 9A. Honorable Chair, I beg to move.
I propose a question that clause.
Your seat is when you've been absent from 3 consecutive meetings without the permission from the chairperson. Chair, I think the chair of the committee is taking away the attention of Honorable Ichung'wah, and I'm requesting him. No, men can't multitask, I know that. Yes, so I'm just requesting Honorable Ichung'wah if he can move a further amendment to remove the word without the permission from the chairperson and replace it with without a written notice. Because without permission from the chairperson, these are adults. Why should you be getting permission from the chairperson? Like you are in high school. It's not the standard. We have changed the standard in this floor. And this standard is that the leader of majority, you have noticed you would like misleading people in this house. Because you need to provide standards which are constitutional.
The Honorable Millie, you may have a valid point, but you know that this chairperson has got no power to order the Honorable Ichung'wah to make that. You would have approached him so that. Yes, it is directly between you and him, but the chair cannot intervene. Now, honorable members, I think let us just follow the procedure as it is. I will therefore now put the question that clause 28 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Ishungwa. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the final question that clause 28 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
New clauses, new clause 2A, new clause 2B, new clause 2C, and new clause 2D.
Honorable members? Yes, the mover, Chair Health, to move this clauses 2A, 2B, 2C, and 2D. We are at new clauses, and we are considering new clause 2A, 2B, 2C, and 2D by the chairperson.
1 minute. Chair, just
1
minute. Yes. I'm ready. On new clauses, that the bill be amended by inserting the following new clauses immediately after clause 2. 2A, the Principal Act is amended in the title by deleting the word hospital and substituting therefore to the word health. And Chair, because there are many, I'll say, as per the order paper. This amendment...
The Honorable Chair, you will have to move that they be read a second time.
Okay. And I say aye?
Yes. You move that they be read a second time, then you can make your explanation.
We are in new clauses now.
Yes. Give her the mic.
Chair, I move that the bill be amended by inserting the following new clauses immediately after clause 2. No, as per the order paper, and I request they be read a second time. I move that they be read a second time. The new clauses, 2A, 2B, 2C, and 2D be read a second time, as per the order paper.
Will as many as were contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I then propose the question that new clauses 2A, 2B, 2C, and 2D be part of the bill. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Will as many of our contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
New clause 3B.
Mr. Chairman, I propose, I beg to move that the new clause 3A be read a second time as proposed in the order paper, and of course in amended form. Mr. Chair, if you look at it, the hostel changed to health that we have dealt with, but there is a further B down there, which is clearly specifying what funds should money to this fund to take care of the vulnerable. What we have been discussing the whole of this afternoon, that vulnerable people will be taken care of through specific funding from the government, and of course, National Assembly has to appropriate it. Gifts, grants, and donations is a standard practice, Mr. Chairman. I don't have to dwell on that. And then, of course, we are adding funds from the national government, county governments, and their respective entities or employers for the administration of employee benefits. And the funds from post-retirement funds for provision of medical cover to retired employees where the contributor has elected to do so. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Chairman, that's what I wanted to talk about a little bit, that currently there is an arrangement where even former members of parliament have with the NHIF, where you can use even your pension to contribute to NHIF and get an enhanced medical cover. So we are providing that someone who has already retired, because you need a lot of medical attention more when you retire than when you're in employment. So you can use this your retirement funds for provision of medical cover through an arrangement with NHIF, just putting into practice what we have already seen the former members of parliament doing through the former MP, is it Fogatanga, who is leading that team, Roho Safi, that is his nickname. So, Mr. Chairman, that is what I beg to move. I don't know whether to go to 3B. I've moved it in amended form, I said them, which now clearly specifies indigent, although indigent is part. Yeah, no, but is in the bill, okay, I know we added it in the bill. Exactly. Actually, I read it in full like that. So that is the amendment. It is now in amended form, which has now included indigent, which was not there in my earlier proposed amendment. So I move it in amended form.
Leader of Minority, you've done well. I now propose the question that new clause 3A be now read a second time. I put the question that new clause 2A be now read a second time. 3A. Let me just retake the whole thing. I put the question that new clause 3A be now read a second time. Will as members of that opinion say aye? Will as members of our contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now propose the question that new clause 3A be part of the bill. Will as members of that opinion say aye? Will as members of our contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
New clause 3B.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Speaker. Again, so that members don't get confused, we held some small kamukunji with the chair, and we agreed that her amendment that is appearing in the order papers, new clause 3A, is collapsed into my 3B. So my 3B would take care of what Honorable Sabina Chege had proposed as 3A. So 3A for Sabina Chege is not there. So my 3B is what I want to move in amended form, although, again, I don't know how we are going to go about this because they have left out something that we had agreed with Honorable Sabina Chege. But let me move it as it is, Chair. For second reading, I want to move that new clause 3B be read a second time. And, Chair, this is basically to spell out the composition of the board. A fund, certainly now you need representation from trust to take care of that interest. You need then two persons, not being public officers appointed by the cabinet secretary, and of course the ex-official member who is the chief executive officer. I remember we agreed, Mr. Chair, and unfortunately the clerks have just given me this right now. We agreed with the chair that we would include, what do we call it, health oversight? Health professional oversight. There was a debate, Chair, I don't know how we are going to capture that we need to include the doctors or health providers. The chair can move that specific.
Yes, yes.
Thank you.
The Honorable Leader of Minority, there can be a further amendment.
This one, if it's carried, obviously, there will be no any other option he has or she has to gazette. Of course, also we have talked about nominating body shall afford equal opportunity to men and women, youth, persons with disabilities, and I'm sure Sankok will be happy with this, and minorities and marginalized groups, and ensure regional balance. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Chairman, I beg to move.
I propose the question that new clause 3B be now read a second time. I just want to give this direction that having listened to the leader of minority and his submission that they had agreed that if this passes, then the one by the Honorable Chair for Health, that is 3A, would be taken care of. Therefore, if this passes, then that 3A by the Chair of Health will fall. Yes, a further amendment will be taken care of, we've agreed. The Honorable Sangok. Hold on, the Honorable.
Honorable Chair, there are 9 members, and that is according to Mwongozo. And Honorable Chair, I'm coming to this issue of the further amendment of including the health profession. Now we'll have 10 members. That is not viable for any, no, an ex-official does not vote. So we are talking of during time of voting. There are 9. Yeah? So 8 is not acceptable. So if there are 8 actually, those who are supposed to vote, in case of any tie vote, then it will not be agreed. And again, so a further amendment will be okay. And again, according to Mwongozo Code of Conduct, we must have 9 to 11. So if then the further amendment will now bring it to 9, then we will support. But if it will bring it to 10, then it will be against the Mwongozo Code of Conduct. And in case of a tie of a vote, then we don't have to make, we cannot make any decision. Okay, with amendment, I've been told by Honorable John Buddy, the chairman of ODM, that there will be 9, and you know he's very intelligent.
The honorable Milemba, just hold on, just hold on. I'll give you an opportunity. I propose that we take the further amendment so that we move in an orderly way. The honorable, yes, the honorable Mboko, what is out of order?
I really were appealing that we don't take the further amendment, so that what we debate within this amendment, and if we have a gap and we are in agreement, can be absorbed with the second amendment. That's just a proposal. Thank you, Honorable Chair. Yeah, this is how to go about it.
The Honorable Chair, proceed.
Thank you, Chair. I just wanted to confirm from Honorable Badi first that we have 1 person being nominated by the Council of Governors and 2 persons by, that's confirmed. Okay, so then I beg to move, Chair, that the further amendment to clause 3B be further amendment by inserting the following new paragraph, immediately after paragraph C, CA, that 1 person nominated by the Kenya Health Professionals Oversight Authority. I move.
The Honorable Sabina, you would have to say that the proposed amendment by the leader of minority be further amended. Yes.
Thank you, Chair.
That the proposed new clause by the leader of minority.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, Chair. I beg to move that the proposed amendment by the leader of minority be further amended.
The proposed new clause. New clause. The new proposed 3B be further amended as proposed by the chair. The first bite will be by the Honorable Mboko.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I would want to kindly appeal to the chair that they consider the inclusion of the teachers on this board. This is because they have been there. They form a lump sum of over 400,000 members. And with this amendment, it removes them. And it is likely later on to be a business that will come to this house, because I know how the teachers will feel about this. I'm not speaking in order to look like I'm greater, but I'm appealing that this was a group of people that was on this board, and they're the only groups of people that are now being removed, and therefore they'll miss the representative. Chair, originally we had thought, just listen to me, I will not be fighting you out, but we had proposed that this kind of boards in other jurisdictions can even be 2. But we also stepped down our thinking so that we don't have a specific board for the workers and then the other board for the entire organization. But the only begging we give is that you give the teachers a slot so that they are represented on the board. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
The Honorable Ishungwe.
Chair, I really want to sympathize with Honorable Mboko, but it's also not true that it's only teachers who are being removed, because even faith-based organizations had representatives and have also lost their representation in the board. And the fact that we have an umbrella body of employers, FKE, that TSC qualifies to sit in, and also we have the umbrella body representing unions, COTU, that teachers can also join. I think they are well catered for. And I think in principle, because I had a similar amendment to that of Honorable Badi, and we had an extensive engagement with the chair and the leader of majority, and we agreed. Let us, in fact, in our engagement, we said in Swahili, tuongozwe na muongozo. Because the muongozo policy is to have a lean board of 9 members. And it is very consistent now in most state corporations. And this fund being also a state corporation per se, is only fair that we leave it as it is. I was also very uncomfortable with health professionals sitting in this board, because I was asking myself, what of tomorrow if actuaries also demand, because per se this is now an insurance sort of scheme, fund, we should also, there is also a case for actuaries to sit in the fund. There could also be a very strong case for matatu drivers and touts in the associations being contributors also to demand as sitting on the board. Therefore, let us allow the amendments as proposed by the chair and support. And I support the amendment by further amendment by the chair.
You have made your point. The Honorable Nyikan.
Let me start by supporting the further amendments, because at least if we put this organization, this structure of Kenya Health Professionals Oversight Authority, then at least you take care of a lot of the providers that will actually be serving this fund. However, Chair, in the original 3A, there was the position of the Director General for Health, or a representative. I've noticed that this has been left out. And I really don't understand why we do this, because eventually this fund, as it is just paying, it is paying for health services. It is paying for health services. Now, I can hear Dr. Pukose saying the PS. I have been in this, actually. If you sit in a meeting with the PS and without the Director General of Health, there are many technical issues that cannot be answered. So really, I accept that the PS is there, the PS was there, but I really think that the position of the Director General should be considered. And well, we can do further amendments. Yeah, but what is the insurance going to serve?
Honorable members, I think I now put the question that new clause 3B be further amended as proposed by the chair. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Will as many of our opinion say nay?
Nay.
The ayes have it. I now put the question. I now propose the question. Yes. I now propose the question that new clause 3B, as amended, be part of the bill. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Will as many of our opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Honorable members, mover.
Yeah, Honorable Chairperson, I beg to move that the committee do report to the House its consideration of the National Hospital Insurance Fund Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 21 of 2021, up to new clause 3B, and its approval thereof with amendments, and seek leave to sit again.
Honorable members, I put the question, which is that the committee do report to the House its consideration of the National Hospital Insurance Fund Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 21 of 2021, up to new clause 3B, and its approval thereof with amendments, and seek leave to sit again. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Will as many of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to report to the Committee of the Whole House. I beg to report that the Committee of the Whole House has considered the National Hospital Insurance Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill of number 21 of 2021, up to the new clause 3B, and approved the same with amendments, and seek leave to sit again.
Mover.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the House do agree with the committee in the said report, and I also request the Honorable Mauka Maore to second the motion for agreement with the report of the Committee of the Whole House.
The Honorable Maore.
Mr. Speaker, I do second.
Honorable members, I propose the question, which is that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Will as many of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. So, honorable members, I now put the question, which is that the House will agree with the committee in the said report. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Will as many of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Honorable members, the time being 7:02 p.m., this House stands adjourned until Wednesday, the 29th of September 2021 at 9:30 a.m.